This new moon in Pisces can go one in two ways. If your heart is pure, your dreams can come true. But if you are arrogant or jealous or you have ill intentions, you may get surprised by how the universe responds. I'm Megan Mermaid, and this is your new moon in Pisces energy update. And this information is relevant from February 27th through March 12th. So, this new moon is happening on February 27th at 9 degrees of Pisces at 4:44 Pacific time. So that's a good sign. That's an angel number. It means the angelic energies are with us. This new moon may be squaring Jupiter, but Venus is also sextile to Jupiter. So this is where that idea of where is your heart, because your heart is going to lead you to your manifestation and for success and for clarity, or you may overestimate yourself or your abilities or your resources and kind of get blindsided in a way. So Jupiter is always expanding, right? It's expanding what's already there. So the good news is that if you are in a place of integrity and it feels like things are unfair right now, maybe it feels like you're limited in your resources or you don't have what you need, or you don't feel worthy. Maybe you're going through a dark night of the soul moment. I know I am. We are preparing for a huge eclipse cycle. March 13th is the lunar eclipse that's happening in the sign of Virgo. And then on March 29th, we have a solar eclipse in the sign of Aries. So this total lunar eclipse that's happening on March 13th is kind of like bringing us into this space of the underworld, of the darkness. You may be asked to face your fears. You may really be face to face with things that feel downright terrifying. But what you have to remember is that the light always wins. And whatever you are coming up against, there is a solution. And what's beautiful is that we can start to lay the groundwork and we can plant the seeds of intention in this new moon in Pisces to not only have success as we move into this eclipse portal, but also to offer us this opportunity of hope, of renewal, of knowing that the best is yet to come. So we just got out of Mars retrograde, and now Venus is going retrograde on March 1st. On March 15th, Mercury goes retrograde. So there's so much ahead, and you might be feeling the uncertainty. You might be feeling like, oh my gosh, how is this going to work out? What's going to happen? And when we're in that space of not knowing what's ahead, there's a lot of things that we really need to focus on. My therapist always reminds me, number one, slow down. Number two, breathe. Number three, distract yourself. And that's what's really beautiful about this Piscean energy is we can distract ourselves not from the problem, but from the fear of the problem through beauty, through artistry, through creativity, through spirituality, through putting on the rose-colored glasses and recognizing that we are not the victim. Because the thing about Pisces energy, the shadow of Pisces energy is the woe is me victim. Things are happening to me rather than for me. But this is also the year of the wood snake. So think about the energy of this snake. The snake is patient, right? The snake lies low, it goes into the darkness, and at just the moment where the timing is right, that's when it strikes. So we need to really embody this snake medicine. And also remember that the snake is all about transmuting the poisons. So if it feels like things are being projected onto you right now, trust that you have the ability to transmute that poison into love, into joy, into abundance. So today I want you to visualize and think about, where do I want to be in a month, in 6 months, in a year? What is the biggest vision that you have for your life? Use this imagination of Pisces, this ability to visualize the most beautiful, loving outcome, and then manage the inadequacy or the dissatisfaction that you have, that you're not there yet, that we're not yet in that reality that's idealized and that feels beautiful. Because we have to be ready to fight. We are in a spiritual battle. There's things that are happening collectively, individually. We're all being asked to rise up and to step up. And oftentimes, as we step into these higher levels of consciousness and awareness, and more people on the planet are waking up, it often happens through the chaos. But I was watching a talk by Elizabeth April the other day, and she mentioned that when there's so much chaos that's happening, this is actually a really powerful portal for manifestation, because so many people are being distracted by the chaos, and it's really easy to get sucked into what's happening and get into those fear thoughts of, oh my God, like the world is falling apart, or, you know, whatever's happening in your own life that's causing you a lot of fear or terror or distress or anxiety or worry, whatever it is. That's the chaos. It's the cloud of chaos, all of the storm. But how do you stay firm and rooted and grounded and know that no matter what, you'll always be okay? No matter what, everything is a set up for your next breakthrough. And so Elizabeth April was talking about when everybody's so distracted by the chaos, then it's a really powerful portal for manifestation because there's less energy that's focused on that. So I thought that was a really good point to bring up today. And also to remember that these are the moments where your mastery comes not by what's happening, but how you're reacting to what's happening. So in the meantime, take care of yourself, make sure that you're eating, that you're moving your body, that you're drinking lots of water, that you're sleeping. And when you notice you get into this space of fear, that's when you have to ask, okay, how do I take care of myself in this moment? What is in my control? In my control, I have a moment to pause, to breathe, to look into my toolkit of affirmations or meditations or mantras or whatever is going to make me feel better in this moment. And then ask, okay, what is the next action step? So often when we're in a space of feeling like things are unfair or unjust, it's like we want something to happen. We want that justice. So we also have to be really careful about where we're directing our mind and our thoughts, and recognize that those who are not acting from the highest vibrations of love, truth, healing, and peace, their karma will be served to them. That's not up to us. We don't have to worry about it or serve it to them unless the moment arises, like that snake, to know this is that moment to strike. But in the meantime, don't get distracted by wanting revenge or wanting someone to get theirs. And we all have that shadow side. We don't have to judge ourselves for thinking those thoughts or think I'm a terrible person because I want somebody that's made me suffer to also suffer. That's human. But when we recognize those thoughts, we also have to just pivot and ask, like, okay, how can I pray for this situation? How can I ask that the spirit of grace now come into this situation? Because with all this Piscean energy, the North Node is in Pisces. We have this moon in Pisces. The sun is in Pisces. There's so much Piscean energy. And Pisces is about the soul. It's about the spirit. So this is the moment where instead of getting lost in the details and the fear and the worry, which is the South Node Virgo shadow, we have to go with the flow, and we have to trust that we're being taken care of, that we are spirit led. So think about what you want and know that we're in a strange time. Okay. We're in a very strange time, and it's unprecedented what's happening, but it's also the moment that we've been preparing for. So in this moment, how can you really utilize this energy to make that wish, that dream in your heart come true, and believe that it's possible, and know that because you have a pure heart, that you are in integrity, that you're a part of the plan for spirit and the earth to come into this planet and to bring balance and harmony and peace and unity, that you will be protected, that your family will be protected, that your business will thrive, that your relationships will be harmonious. Hold that vision. This is what the new moon in Pisces is saying. Hold that vision. Hold the vision of love. Hold the vision of truth, and know that your pure heart will lead you to success, no matter what it looks like in the external environment. So let's pull some cards to see what else we can discover about how to navigate the waters of this Pisces moon. From my deck, the Mermaid Empowerment Oracle deck, we have New Chapter. The Mermaid Empowerment for New Chapter is every sunset brings a new tomorrow. So new moons are always a time for setting an intention. It's a time to figure out, what journey do I want to go on in the next 28-day cycle, the cycle of the moon. And when you start to track your intention over a new moon cycle, you can see how your manifestations really start to materialize. So instead of maybe focusing on something huge, maybe just choose one thing that you would like to have happen over the next month, and then decide, where am I asking for a new chapter? Where do I want to bring a new chapter in? But what the new chapter also heralds is that as we welcome in the new, we can also grieve for the old, what's falling away. And the thing about Piscean shadow is that we often want to see the best in people, and we might be confused or we might be deceived. And so I just encourage you to remember that when someone shows you who they are, believe them. Believe them. And if someone has hurt you in the past, especially because we're going to be moving into Venus retrograde and it feels like those people are coming back and you want to believe the best in them, be careful. Use discernment. Go slow. And remember that if someone has hurt you or broken your trust, they don't automatically get access into your life again. And oftentimes you might question the boundaries that you're putting in place. Is this okay? But remember too, that you've got to create those boundaries, not only for your safety, but also to teach others why boundaries are important. It's a part of our process. We also have forgiveness. So the mermaid empowerment for forgiveness is choosing forgiveness sets me free. So this could be self-forgiveness. Maybe you're in a situation right now and you're like, I wish I never did this. I wish I never got this job. I wish I never moved. I wish I never, whatever it was. And then maybe you're in the victim state of like, it would be different if I hadn't done this. So maybe you need to forgive yourself for previous actions, and remember, nothing happens by chance. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Maybe it's about forgiving people in your life. And remember too, that as you forgive people, it doesn't mean that they get access to your life. It just means that they're not living rent free in your mind anymore, that you're giving yourself the space to let that go and release what they're doing and just recognize that it's coming from their own pain. So forgiveness is important in this new chapter. And then we also have desire. The mermaid empowerment for desire is the fire that sparks my devotion. I know you have a dream in your heart. We all do. You have a dream about where you want to go, where you want to live, what you want to be doing. That desire is lighting the fire of your devotion. And your devotion is your self-mastery. It's your forgiveness practice. It's your self-care practice. It's all of the things that are necessary to get you to that timeline, along with the hope and the faith and the trust that no matter what, you're going to be okay, even if it feels scary. So let's pull from the tarot and we'll see what other messages we can get. We have the Ace of Cups. So this is really beautiful, especially for Pisces energy. This new beginning is a new beginning in love. It's a new beginning for our spiritual gifts and development. This is a great time to focus on our psychic and spiritual gifts. And then we also have the Page of Wands and Knight of Cups. So I love this. It means that there's a lot of love. There's a lot of heart healing. There's a lot of heart opening. And the Page of Wands is saying now is the time to take action. So we just have to figure out, how can I take action based on what my heart is saying, on that desire in my heart? Because the desire is going to give you the momentum to overcome the obstacles. Just like she's jumping over this hurdle, Spirit is going to allow you the strength and the resources and the support system to jump over whatever hurdles are coming up in your life right now. From the Magical Mermaids and Dolphin deck, we have wait. Don't rush into action right now. Bide your time for better results, and have faith. Your prayers are manifesting. Remain positive and follow your guidance. So when I started going through this very difficult moment a few weeks ago, I don't want to go too much into it now. I'm sure when it's all over, I'll be happy to share. But just to give you an overview, I've been operating from a place of very deep anxiety for the last couple of weeks. And there's been such an urgency in that anxiety that I have to take care of this. And then the overwhelm and the stress of trying to figure it out and navigate it, and just feeling so lost in this sea of hopelessness and just confusion and despair. It's been a very, very difficult initiation that I'm going through in the moment right now. It's probably one of the hardest moments of my life. What I discovered over these last couple of weeks is that the urgency does not provide good results. Okay. So I think that's what the waiting card is saying. we need to take care of ourselves. We need to get into a space of peace. We need to, just like my therapist said, slow down, breathe, distract yourself if you need to, go outside, look at the sky, smell the flowers, hear the birds. Remember, we're grounded here on earth. We're safe in our bodies, that everything is okay and everything will always be okay. And then when you can kind of calm down your spirit, that's when that clarity comes through of the next action step. So this wait card is just saying, wait, you have a desire, but you'll know when the right moment to act is. And don't act out of fear. Don't act out of urgency, because it's going to pull your energy levels down. It's actually not going to give you the results that you want. It may create more confusion. From the Starseed Oracle deck, we have Star Keeper, Cosmic Ancestors, seed the light by staying grounded. So again, I feel like we have so much support from the higher realms that are here to help us to stay grounded in our body as all of this chaos is happening around us. This is where our self-mastery is, and this is what we need to start practicing and prepping for as we step into this lunar eclipse cycle, which might feel crazy and it might feel scary because it's like we know something is coming, but we don't know what yet. And so what we can do is not only take care of ourselves and our bodies and our self-care and our self-mastery, but also just to figure out, how can I stay grounded and how can I stay calm? Because the calm is where spirit can speak to us, the still small voice. So spiritual matters are of the utmost importance in this moon. And your desires, the desire of your heart is possible, but you've got to believe that it's possible. And you've got to do whatever it takes to distract yourself from the fear that it's not, or the fear that might want to take you down and keep you in a space of being frozen or being inactive or distracted from your mission. Make your mission your top priority, and know that as you do that, your desire will automatically come to fruition, that whatever you need will be magnetized to you, and know that you are safe and protected. What I love from the pastor of my church at Unity, he always says, when something happens and you are not a big fan of that, you can say, that's fascinating. God is in control. Only good can come from this situation. So remember that. And if you need more support, you can book a galactic channeled reading or a mystical mentorship session. And you can also get a new moon, a lunar cycle reading if you want to get that overview of what will be happening over the next lunar cycle. I love you so much. Have a wonderful day.